how the world will respond to our actions or circumstances that we can't change. Stoicism teaches us to release that burden. Marcus wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. You cannot control the actions of others, the weather, or the future, but you can control your attitude and your response to any situation. Recognizing this gives you the freedom to act without fear of external forces, knowing that the most important thing is how you choose to think and behave. The impermanence of life. Embrace mortality to live fully." Marcus Aurelius lived in constant awareness of the transience of life. The Stoics were deeply aware of death, not as something to fear, but as a natural and inevitable part of existence. In fact, embracing the reality of death is one of the most powerful teachings in Stoicism. Marcus would often remind himself, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." By keeping death in mind, we're reminded that our time is limited. We are often consumed with trivial concerns, distractions, and things that don't truly matter. But when you truly embrace the idea that life could end at any moment, you naturally begin to prioritize what really counts: love, virtue, integrity, and doing good in the world. Marcus didn't let his awareness of death make him anxious. Instead, it made him focused. "Life is very short," he wrote, "and yet people are always running after things that will not bring them any true joy. Why waste time on things that don't matter? Virtue is the only true good." Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy centered on the idea that the only true good is virtue. Power, wealth, and fame are fleeting and ultimately hollow. It is our character, our integrity, and our ability to act justly, courageously, and wisely that constitute real value. No matter what happens in the external world, your virtue, your inner strength, and moral compass remains yours. Marcus wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and the quality of your thoughts depends on the virtues you cultivate: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance." The Stoics were all about mastering their inner world. They knew that the true measure of a life well lived is not in external achievements, but in living according to the highest moral standards, regardless of external circumstances. Live with purpose. The art of being present. Another essential Stoic teaching is the idea of living with purpose. Marcus Aurelius didn't simply exist. He knew he was put on this earth for a reason: to serve and to do good. His role as emperor was important, but so was his role as a human being, living a virtuous life, improving himself, and contributing to the world. The question for you today is, what is your purpose? It doesn't matter if you're not emperor of Rome. Your life is still incredibly meaningful. Like Marcus, you have an opportunity to serve, to improve, and to live a life that leaves a positive impact. Live with intention, because every moment matters. You're not dead yet, and that's a gift. You may not have centuries like Marcus or Seneca. You may not have years to waste, but you do have today. You have this moment. Just like the Stoic philosophers, you have the opportunity to live a life of virtue, purpose, and meaning right now. You're still alive. That means you can still create, still improve, still do good, and still change your life. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for ideal circumstances. He took action in the face of death, disease, and chaos. And so can you. Every day you wake up, you're given a chance to be better, to live according to your values, and to make a difference. You may not know how many more moments you'll have, but one thing is for sure. This moment is yours. How will you use it? How will you live this life that you've been given? Will you act with purpose, with clarity, and with the resolve of a Stoic? You are not dead yet, and that's the greatest gift you have. Use it well. What then is the Stoic's role in such a world? It is not to become overwhelmed by the vastness of injustice or the enormity of suffering, but to do what we can, where we can, when we can. The Stoic recognizes that while the forces of the world are vast and beyond our control, there are still small, meaningful acts within our reach. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, said Epictetus. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. It is through such storms that our virtues are tested, and it is in these moments of adversity that we have the opportunity to make a difference. Voting is one such means, as Marcus Aurelius advises us in his Meditations. When you have the opportunity to do good, do it. It is your duty. Yet, the Stoics' concern is not limited to politics or grand actions. It extends to every small act of kindness and justice. In a time when so many are quick to dehumanize others, the Stoics' response is to humanize, to show compassion, to recognize the shared humanity of those who are often ignored, oppressed, or cast aside. The Stoic does not wait for permission to act, nor does he concern himself with the outcomes of his actions, for it is the pursuit of justice itself that is virtuous, not the reward that follows. Consider the deeply unjust plans being discussed in some corners of the world, plans to deport millions of people, to erase entire communities from existence. Such actions are the product of dehumanization, of reducing people to mere statistics, of treating them as less than human. As Voltaire wisely noted, he who can get you to believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. When we allow ourselves to view others as less than ourselves, when we permit cruelty to take root in our hearts, we become complicit in the wrongdoing. The Stoic does not avert his gaze from the suffering of others, but seeks to act with reason and justice, remembering that to turn a blind eye is itself a form of injustice. The Stoic is not called to save the world single-handedly, for this is beyond our power. But we are called to be a light in the darkness, a beacon of virtue in a world rife with cruelty and ignorance. We are called to expand our circles of concern, to embrace our shared humanity, and to act with justice and compassion whenever the opportunity arises. The Stoic's life is one of purpose, of commitment to the common good, and of relentless dedication to the virtues that make us human. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Let us take this to heart and commit ourselves with all the courage, wisdom, and justice we can muster to be the change we wish to see in the world, no matter how small our actions may seem. For it is in these small acts that the greater good is born.